That was about 5,000 bucks right there.
Travelogues with Bob and Dogs. Travelogues with Bob and Dogs. Travelogues with Bob and Dogs. Travelogues with Bob and Dogs.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another exciting episode of Travelogues with Bob and Dogs, a series of videos about an epic road trip. Dick Eyre of North Branford, Connecticut writes, Dear Bob and Dogs, way back in episode 5, you were hiking in the woods with a backpack. What all do you keep in it? Is it just snacks for the dogs? Do you carry some sort of safety equipment? What if you get lost or attacked by a bear? Well, Dick, you ask a lot of questions, and to answer them, we're going to have to go down into my underground bunker.
My underground bunker is a walkout. You don't see a lot of those.
Now, the first thing you're going to say is, hey, Bob, what's with the goofy hat? Goofy, you say. The first thing you'll say is, hey, Bob, what's with the goofy hat? Goofy, you say, it keeps the sun off, it keeps the rain out, and it's fairly good protection from small sticks and acorns that fall out of the sky. It also gives me an Indiana Jonesy type of panache. This is not the pack I carried in episode 5. That was a glorified book bag, but with the secondary revenue stream coming in thanks to Travelogues with Bob and Dogs, I was able to upgrade to this small frame pack. The first place we look is in the top cover compartment, where we will find the most important thing, snacks for dogs. The second most important thing, snacks for Bob. This is homemade jerky, and that's going to be an episode. Reading glasses, just in case. Swiss Army knife. Poop bags. And it just wouldn't be a trip if I wasn't carrying ashes. We move on to the main compartment. 3 liters of water. This weighs about 7 pounds, by the way. The whole pack is about 20. And with an eye towards keeping hydrated, a collapsible dog bowl. An extremely lightweight rain jacket. By the way, I should mention that I got the list of what to put in this pack when I took my Maine hunting safety course. They had us put together a survival kit. It was taught by my neighbor Celia. Hi Celia, I carry one of these guys. This is a Garmin InReach, and it's a GPS. It's a GPS that connects to my phone so that I don't have to try and navigate on this tiny little screen. I can use my phone, which has a screen that's probably 4 times this size. But the unique thing about this and why I carry it is because if something happens to me, I can call for help. Even if there's no cell service, it's a satellite uplink. I can customize my SOS message. I broke my leg. I've been attacked by a bear. I'm dead. I can also text friends and loved ones from anywhere in the world, as long as I can see the sky, with such things as, I'll be late for dinner. I've been attacked by a bear. I also carry this. This is a nice compass. That's in case the GPS and the phone both fail. And yes, I know how to use it. This one's cool. The lanyard is laid out with different scales of miles and kilometers. This is a distress whistle. If you get in trouble, you blow it 3 times. 3 is the magic number when it comes to being in trouble, calling for help. It differs from a regular sporting goods store whistle because it doesn't have a P in it. And it's really loud. Sorry. This is one of those space-age emergency blankets. It'll keep me warm and dry in the event of getting lost in the woods overnight, and can be made into a shelter. They're available at REI, or you can get yours the way I got mine by running the Boston Marathon. I also carry this, a life straw. With it, you can drink out of any water you may come across in the woods. Puddles, streams, ponds. You don't have to worry about disease. The only thing is, you have to soak it in potable water for 40 minutes before you use it. So if you're going to run out of water, you have to plan ahead. I carry this little first aid kit. It has all the bandages, antibacterial ointments, all that stuff that you would ever need. It has ibuprofen and acetaminophen and aspirin in it. And it has a little tiny suture kit in it if you have the stones to sew yourself up. If you don't, it's got super glue. While we're on the subject of medical, I carry a bunch of these. Maxi pads. If you've got an arterial gushing wound, these act as pressure bandages. You just pile them one on top of the other and apply pressure, hopefully until the bleeding stops one way or the other. 50 feet of paracord in case I have to rappel down a cliff face or something. Stormproof matches in a waterproof container. You can literally soak these matches in water and they will burn. The weak link in this chain, though, is you have to use this striker, and if it gets wet, you're out of business. That's why I carry a flint and steel. You may be saying to yourself that sounds like a really difficult way to light a fire, except they give you a little advantage. This is a big chunk of magnesium, and what you do is you shave off the magnesium into a little pile and then strike the sparks into that. If you're old enough, you will remember in the 60s and 70s when Volkswagen Beetles, their engines would catch on fire. Quite an impressive display. That's because they had a magnesium engine block. And bonus points if you ever saw somebody try and put one out with water. Cotton balls impregnated with gasoline. No. Cotton balls impregnated with Vaseline. They make lighting a fire wicked easy. Birch bark, very handy for lighting fires. It has an oil in it that will burn even if the birch bark is totally soaking wet. I carry it with me even though there's only about 2 billion birch trees in Maine. And finally, some reading material. You Alone in the Maine Woods. This is loaded with all kinds of survival stuff, different ways to make a fire, how to find water, what to eat. And it's also, you see the bright orange color? If you can get out from under canopy and place this on the ground, a search and rescue plane can spot it from up in the sky. And that's my backpack. Well, that's it for this week. Be sure and join us next time when we make fire in the rain with no matches. I had to make a little aluminum foil bowl because the wind is just brutal out here. Cotton ball. Fire in the rain, watch it burn.
That's next time on Travelogues with Bob and Dogs.
Travelogues with Bob and Dogs.